Once my mother's coffin actually went into the ground, that was the first time that I actually cried. Yeah, there was never another time.
Prince Harry's been dropping bombshells during the press tour for his memoir, Spare. And one topic that keeps popping up, his mother, the late Princess Diana.
Diana seems to be a theme that came up in the Netflix docuseries and is clearly a very important theme running through Spare. It's very clear that he's not able to let go of the ghost of his mother. He talks about her continuously.
In Harry's ITV interview, he read an excerpt from the tell-all book going into detail about the moment his father, then Prince, now King Charles, told him his mom died. Harry was just 12 years old.
There was then a shift internally. I began silently pleading with Pa, or God, or both. No, no, no. Pa looked down into the folds of the old quilts and blankets and sheets. There were complications. Mummy was quite badly injured and taken to hospital, darling boy. He always called me darling boy, but he was saying it quite a lot now.
I think it's really important that he has read his own story. It's incredibly emotive, it's very raw, it's tragic to read it, and you sense this little boy, this 12-year-old boy, who's hearing something that he doesn't want to hear.
Yeah, and Harry says looking back at that moment played a part in his decision to step away from his royal role alongside wife Meghan Markle.
I don't want history to repeat itself. I do not want to be a single dad. And I certainly don't want my children to have a life without a mother or a father.
Some of the most moving passages in the book are about Diana and the impact of that sudden and tragic loss had on Harry, how it shaped the man he is, and how even now he seems to be desperately searching for answers.
Turns out Harry and his brother Prince William didn't believe their mom was dead, a confession he made on 60 Minutes with Anderson Cooper.
For a long time, I just refused to accept that she was gone. Part of, she would never do this to us, but also part of, maybe this is all part of a plan.
I mean, you really believe that maybe she had just decided to disappear for a time?
For a time, and then that she would call us and we would go and join her. Yeah.
How long did you believe that?
Years. Many, many years. And William and I talked about it as well. He had similar thoughts.
What's so evident in all of this is this huge struggle Harry has had in coming to terms with his mother's death, and that grief that was unprocessed for more than 20 years, and a grief that he clearly still struggles with, a loss that he feels very acutely. That pain is still very real, and I think that comes across so much in the telling of his story.
And to get some more answers about Diana's death, Harry visited the tunnel in Paris where her fatal car accident played out and did something daring.
I wanted to see whether it was possible, driving at the speed that Henry Paul was driving, that you could lose control of a car and plow into a pillar, killing almost everybody in that car. I need to take this journey. I need to ride the same route.
The same tunnel, the same speed.
All of it. William and I considered reopening the inquest because there were so many gaps and so many holes in it, which just didn't add up and didn't make sense.
Would you still like to do that?
I don't even know if it's an option now, but no, I think, would I like to do that now? It's a hell of a question, Anderson.
Only a few years back, he reached out to a medium to try and communicate with his mother. He details how he drove through the Alma Tunnel on several occasions, trying to understand what happened, trying to work out if this was an accident. And I think it's heartbreaking to read that.
Harry claims he hasn't cried about losing his mom since.
I think it's bizarre because I see William and me smiling. I remember the guilt that I felt.
Guilt about?
The fact that the people that we were meeting were showing more emotion than we were showing. Once my mother's coffin actually went into the ground, that was the first time that I actually cried. Yeah, there was never another time.
All through your teenage years, you didn't cry about it?
No.
Two things really come across in all of this. One is that he's never really gotten over losing his mother, that's something he's struggled with his entire life. And the second struggle is the struggle with being the spare. It's all there in the title.
And from the past to the present, Harry's current strained relationship with his brother William took center stage on Good Morning America.
How would your mom feel about your relationship with your brother now?
Yep, he talks about what their mother would think if she were alive today.
I think she would be heartbroken that it's ended up where it's ended up. I think she'd be heartbroken about the fact that William, his office, were part of these stories. And William and I made a pact, made a deal that no matter what, we would never let our offices fight against each other.
I think she would be devastated that her sons are no longer talking, that the relationship seems to have broken down so much that any chance of a reconciliation looks unlikely. And I think it's also worth pointing out that while Diana also pushed at royal boundaries, she also gave damaging television interviews and contributed to a book that really did put the monarchy in crisis. Harry says he believes in the monarchy, he believes in the future of the monarchy, but everything he's doing seems to suggest otherwise.